Okay, so I've got Katie here, and Katie's going to have a lovely, well hopefully a lovely, 2-hour full treatment, which is the full body and a facial. So tell me, how are you feeling?
I am very excited about having this treatment today. I have had a hectic few weeks of work, feeling quite tense in my neck and my shoulders, and I feel as though it's an absolute treat and a privilege to come and have a lovely treatment with you today.
Oh, that's nice. And you've had a little bit of a difficult weekend?
Yes, our cat disappeared for 48 hours, which has been a weekend of anguish and highs and a lot of emotional lows. So again, luckily he's home, so I can now relax and enjoy this.
Yes, we lived it with you.
Yes, the whole village did.
Yes. And you haven't had this particular treatment?
No,
Before,
I've had reflexology and the core massage before, which have been excellent and have always made me feel fabulous afterwards. So this time having a bit more of a traditional massage and facial.
The aromatherapy style.
Yes.
Okay, so look forward to giving you a nice treatment.
Thanks very much.
And what I'm going to do, you know, with the core therapy, and I do some kinesiology.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to test them with you to see which are best for you today. So can you put your thumb and little finger together, and I'm going to try and pull them apart and hold. Fantastic. So I might feel a bit chilly. Is that all right there? Yeah. And hold. No. And hold. Better. And hold. Yeah, that's strong. And hold. No. And hold. No. And hold. Yeah. And hold. Yeah. Oh, we might have a choice. And hold. That's the last one. That's a no. Sweet marjoram. Frankincense. Geranium. And patchouli. Right, this is going to smell amazing. Now you might want a little bit under your nose before we start so that you're familiar with what's happening behind you. If I just give you a moustache. Yeah, does that smell okay? Just introducing oil to your back. So all of these oils are de-stress and hydrating. Patchouli, sweet marjoram is also very good for skin and sleep, very good for headaches. Patchouli is wonderful for relaxing. It's also, I don't know if you're aware of this, an aphrodisiac. Yeah. Are you familiar with what patchouli used to be used for back in the 70s? It used to be used on leather jackets to oil and scent the leather jacket for bikers, but apparently it was in order to cover the scent of any weed.
Oh, really?
So now you're thinking about patchouli in a whole different light. All these different connotations. So you've also got frankincense, which is a wonderful oil for skin. It's very good anti-aging. It tends to be in a lot of skin and facial preparations for anti-aging effect. So having introduced the essential oils, just working double-handed around the trapezius. That feels really good. I'm sure the knots will come out the deeper I get. How's the pressure so far, Katie? Yeah. Okay, I'd like you to take 3 nice long breaths. Now, this is your time. It's no one else's. It's your time on the couch. Just become really present that you are here right now. This is your moment. You have chosen to relax. Let your body completely sink into the couch. Allow the couch to take your weight and allow your mind to switch off and drift somewhere beautiful. Somewhere you feel comfortable and secure. Somewhere maybe you have visited before, even perhaps in your dreams. Let the scent of the essential oils infuse through your skin into your bloodstream and carry it all around your body, supporting and supplying your organs and all of the systems of your body. And as you rest in your beautiful and comfortable space, know that you can completely relax mind, body and spirit. At the end of the treatment, I will bring you round really slowly. There is no requirement, there is no need for anything from you. You can relax. So just working around the scapula on the left hand side, feeling a few knots and crunches, encouraging the weight of the shoulder into my hand in order that the muscles aren't activated. And now just agitating the edge of the scapula in order to shift any blockage and toxins, all of those lactic acids and uric acids that are pooling behind the scapula. And letting them go, smoothing them away. Nice and warm. This is what should be happening. It should be going nice and rosy. The temperature should be rising slightly to affirm that the blood has come to the area in order to provide the nutrients and dispel any toxins. That's it, it's getting smoother and smoother. Now working into the scapula with a little knuckling. That feels good there. And shifting them. So It's all about agitating and shifting, always upwards. And then drawing that shoulder down to encourage the lengthening of the top muscle, which is the trapezius here, little clicking, and the deltoid over the shoulder point. And coming round to the other side. Again, working round that scapula up to the mid trapezius, clearing knots, smoothing the way for a little further work up there later. And just bringing the arm to the back, encouraging the scapula to let go and release, lengthening out those muscles. Working round the edge of the scapula, up, across and down. Yeah, it's not so bad over here. It's normally the right side that folks have crunches and toxins stuck in their scapulae, but actually in Katie's case it's her left. It might be different when I come to the very top of the trapezius. And now knuckling over the flat of the scapula where those toxins do like to sit, all those free radicals. A little agitation on that flat bone, that lovely plateau. And smoothing them away upwards. Drawing that shoulder down, encouraging it to lengthen. And introducing my favourite, the effleurage. Coming up the back, ensuring to include the whole back, the mid to the upper, around those shoulder points down the sides, applying pressure upwards, up the neck. Nice strong hands, up the neck, and now working around the neck and trapezius, using my thumbs in a petrissage motion in the mid and upper parts of this trapezius, the diamond-shaped muscle. And into the neck. This is one of my favourite moves, the overlapping palms working over the sides of the neck, the sternocleidomastoid muscle, which takes so much strain, often held at an angle that means it has to work far harder than necessary. It's a lovely smoothing action. And the other side. Working on acupressure points that I can reach quite easily while Katie's on her front. The central occiput point, the gallbladder meridian and the bladder meridian. These are located dead centrally, and then just 2 centimeters in each direction from the center, and then again under the saddle joint of the ear. Stimulate, focus, create healing. Introducing hands to the lower back, making sure nowhere is getting cold. The temperature outside has just started to drop a little. Just starting to go autumnal here in the UK, and so making sure Katie is nice and warm. And looking at the lower back now, and I'm parting my hands at the waist, fingers pointed downwards right the way down to the couch. This is a wonderful area at the muscle called the obliques, which relaxes and relieves tension in that area that can actually hold a lot of tension at our waist area. We don't often massage or give therapy in any way to that area. It can be quite sensitive, it can be a ticklish area, and the reason we get ticklish is when there is tension, when there is excess of muscular action, meaning that there isn't much give or flesh, and when we relieve that, it can feel a little ticklish at first. Now working my overlapping thumbs over the sacrum. So these are the 5 fused vertebrae of the lower spine, just before the coccyx. And again, it's a plateau of bone, just like the 2 scapula. So this is an area that enjoys being treated. It can feel a little bit vulnerable there, sensitive. But again, I'm simply agitating and then releasing, encouraging the movement of those toxins away from the scapula, using side palms here to shift that away. Now working into the sides of the sacrum. I'm just looking at the edge of the sacrum now and tracking down that edge to clear fluids that shouldn't be pooling from that edge, and this will help relieve any upper glute. So this is the glute medius area, the upper glute area that helps us with our stability, our strength in our torso, sitting, being able to stand up from sitting, all of those very strong torso muscular actions. That's really good. I'm going to introduce a little bit more oil. So sometimes the skin will absorb oil more quickly than at other times. This can be due to dry skin, the heating coming on at this time of year. It can be due to stress. We tend to absorb all our fluids and not be too mindful of drinking water when we're stressed. Okay, so coming up to those ribs, and I'm just doing a scissoring action with both hands from upper in the midsection to the sides of the ribs, all the way from the upper chest down over the lungs, over the kidneys. This feels great to have done, but it's so good for encouraging the correct movement of that very slow moving lymph. Okay, so once we've agitated, we draw away. And I'm drawing away towards the lymph nodes that sit down the sides of the torso. And the lymph sits just underneath the skin, so I'm not pressing too hard. I just need to have contact with the lymph and just encourage the correct direction, the correct speed of movement. If I was to go too firmly or too fast, the lymph wouldn't relate to it. It would be too fast. So it's just a case of going at the lymph's speed. Over those ribs and scapula. Nice scissoring action. Encouraging the muscles to relax again. And then a nice, slow, one line with fingers lined up beautifully over those ribs, which is nice when it goes gently between the ribs as well. That's great. Okay. Now an effleurage. Smoothing the whole back. Overlapping palms, encouraging outward movement again. It's all about lengthening the muscles, encouraging correct direction of lymph, and also good blood supply to all of those key organs in the torso. The urinary, excretory, digestive, reproductive and respiratory. Of course, massage is also good for the endocrine system. So the endocrine system, if you like, is the hormonal system. For instance, thyroxine in the thyroid, adrenaline and cortisol in the adrenals, and then all the reproductive organ and all of their hormones. And these are all activated by the mastermind, which is the pituitary gland in the head, which I will be massaging later. Now I'm going to work on the nervous system by stimulating the nerves either side of each vertebra. Working with the lovely rhythms of the body. I'm simply pressing between each vertebra at the moment on Katie's left hand side. And this allows me to become aware of any areas of key tension as well. This is a nice moment within the massage when both therapist and client have reached a beautiful still point, having had the warming, circulation boosting techniques and the work on specific bones, muscles and organs. We're now simply on the nervous system, encouraging the nerves to relax. Having worked all the way down with individual stimulating of the one side, I then clear it through a couple of times with thumbs and fingers. Now coming to Katie's right side with the same manoeuvre again. This is feeling really good. It's very, very relaxed. The breathing is at a nice pace.
and massaging in a figure of 8, encompassing the whole back. This is really nice for the back because it then feels like it's one unit, not lots of individual parts that have been previously massaged separately. Working round the muscles of the hips, and then the latissimus dorsi, very large muscle across the mid-back here, and the muscles of the upper back, up into the neck, and bringing them down to a rest. Nice warm towel going on. Smoothing it down